So, Faye tweeted this, and it's causing stir on social media. And I'll define for you how sometimes these housemates will be on their own, and fans will be the ones to start causing chaos. He tweets, "Stop embarrassing yourselves. Hire a good photographer and pay him to take good pictures. Fire your photographers. All that Photoshop slop is embarrassing. Hire real artists and pay them." And somebody comes after that tweet, boy like Dan, and says, "Bullet went straight to Imi fan's chest." The guy no mention name. Oh. He didn't mention anybody's name, but just so things would. And guess what? The internet is melting because of that. You can imagine when there is an actual feud between Imisi and Faith, what's going to happen to internet? The internet walls will be broken. So let's check with what people are saying. Chioma Cynthia says, "My baby no mention name, oh, but internet don't catch fire." Who is the foundation again? Stephanie Marley says, "When he is supposed to be going for therapy, the way he laughs self screams mental. They will say he no mention name and hailing him, but the guy has a problem more probably caused by overlearning." Overlearning. So overlearning has become a problem. I can imagine. I can imagine. Somebody get sense, get brain, the intelligence that problem. Somebody be olodo, you no get brain, you no get sense, still be problem. What do you now want? What do you people want? This one says, "When he said Faith was in Missy highlights in the house, they came for us. When we said Faith was in Missy's highlights in the house, they came for us. Even outside, they don't have anything to talk about, are only waiting for Faith to tweet." Amaka Cynthia says, "He dey fear to mention name. If he's sure for him, make him mention." Mention name for what? Like, it may not even necessarily be about the housemate. But it's true. It might, I mean, these housemates are now living their lives. They're no longer kept in a hotel for media rounds. They're no longer in a place where because what happens is immediately after the show for the top 10, they are kept in a particular place where they would pick them to go to different media houses to have interviews. And this is an interview with media houses that the production have collaborations with, because for every round of or every season of Bbnaija, there's this collaboration that happens between media organizations, online, offline, TV, radio, and the guys that organize it. So multi-choice. So what they do is before the show starts, they before the show starts, they give them their jingles, and they also publish all these things saying that this is when the show is starting, and even auditioning as well from different regions. These are the people they have collaborations with. Some collaborations come with payments, some others don't. Okay, but everybody wants to associate with the biggest brand on the African continent, because that's the only show on the African continent that has that numbers or more. I don't think there's any show anywhere, even Big Brother South Africa, they learn work where Big Brother Nigeria is. Big Brother Nigeria is on the 10th season. Big Brother South Africa is on the fifth season. They're about to start they're about to start the sixth season, which of course there is always January into March. Or so, yeah, January into March. That's when theirs starts every year. Ours is usually July straight into October. Okay, so that's how it is for every season. So Big Brother South Africa, many people say population is also playing a key role. I would say yes, to some extent, population can play a key role because South Africa is under 60 million. Um, Nigeria over 200 million. So you can't really compare, when it comes to numbers watching. And that's why some persons have also said, the sponsorship in South Africa is really poor. Not much sponsor as the ones we have in Nigeria. Bbnaija is even is even not receiving advert. Like they are stopping adverts. They don't collect again because of the humongous sponsorship and the adverts that they have on their platforms. But I mean, it's still growing. I hear that there's another platform that wants to do their own, another country that wants to do their own big brother. I don't know. Whether it's Kenya or Ghana. I think I miss Big Brother Africa. I don't know. Do you miss Big Brother Africa? Like Big Brother Africa, the one that happens with IKOS Akudua, who hosts it. Big Brother Africa is usually bigger, where you have they pick people across the continents: Ghana, Mozambique, Botswana, South Africa, Nigeria. Sometimes they pick two from one country, three from one country. Sometimes they just mix it up and they bring you together, 20 of you. And I think I miss Big Brother Africa. So that way, I mean, somehow you tend to use that for some sort of unity across the African continent. I'm thinking of a bigger picture, a situation where, we can have a free flow of transportation between countries in Africa, because that happens in Europe. There's virtually no country, once you are having that their cards, once you are a European, there's no country you can enter in Europe, and it's visa free. It's not like here I'm still shocked up until this moment that we as Africans, I still have to go and ask for visa to enter South Africa. Why? Why don't I get visa, while I'm landing, while I arrived? I can just pick my bag from Nigeria and head to South Africa. And when I get there, I get my visa stamped while, on arrival. I don't know why. Like, and sometimes these things are what stops development. It stops development to a large extent. Well, this is not the reason for that. I will probably talk about that. I'm just saying that the Be Brother Africa platform would give us the opportunity to unite, cultural exchange, people to other countries know their culture, know their tradition through TV. By not going to Botswana, for instance, somebody can tell they can tell their culture, their tradition, can communicate it through to me that's a Nigerian, and I love it, and I want to visit the country one of those days, knowing who they are, where they are through that. That means, I mean, I don't know, something should happen in that direction. I'm just thinking aloud. Coming back to what I was talking about on the Bbnaija. So he had tweeted that, and so many persons have been saying all sorts of things. Faridat, I go really cry if he no come for reunion. No, I want his pressure. That guy might not come. That guy might not come for reunion because, I mean, look at it now. Look at the whole thing. You on your highlights for the game that happened, you are now removing. You are cropping him out of the highlights, ordinary highlight though, for sure we don't finish. Then you are telling him to come for a reunion. What for? Even me, I will not even go. If I were fit, I would not even go. Except, I mean, along the lines, they amicably settle whatever it is that they're settling. Then okay, that's perfect. But say go to reunion, it's not going to work. Yeah, good. And I was just wondering, what highlight do you really want to give when somebody gave you 16 winning sponsor task, never failed a wager? Which then he got this. Is not the major highlight of the show? Is it not faith? Faith is a major highlight because the disqualification is even hitting hard that the person will win. Yes, the disqualification is hitting hard that the winner. And then you are doing a picture of highlights and you remove this picture. Like, this is the most childish thing that I've ever seen in production. What production does, they think of the global essence and the global, mix of what people can gain, what people can get from that particular show, and then hopefully, communicate it in such a way that people, even though you have watched Big Brother before, you want to come back. Yes, you want to come back. Okay, recap, Abi. I don't mind watching the recap. After all, it's also more monies for you guys at Showmax, at Multi Choice. So why are they not thinking along those lines in terms of business, in terms of return on investment? And then they are doing the most to remove somebody's highlights that virtually did not do you anything. Except there is more. Frankly speaking, I dare say there is more that meets the eye. Maybe there has been some fallout between him and multi-choice guys. Maybe, and maybe there's still something that they need to clear. That's the reason, because I mean, a highlight, you won't have the disqualification shown to people. That was the major highlight of the event. You won't show his task. You won't show his wager winning. What are you doing? I thought they would be thinking globally. I mean, removing sentiment about, okay, yes, this guy was disqualified, but again, he played a role. Are you going to cut out the role that he played in the so-called game? It's terrible, man. I don't know. Gloria Ann says, so he's been monitoring them to know whose picture is bad. Thought he said he doesn't care about them. Adigun says, Faito, if you don't give them, how will they take it? Yano says, what now? It's funny how people who call Faith mad person are easily triggered by him. Who is the mad person here? Trauma Catherine says, truth is always bitter. Try to quarrel with people sometimes. You get why? If Faith sneeze, everywhere go catch fire. Linda Ado says, Dr. Faith, the father who fathered their father. My doctor didn't mention anybody's name. Faith must heal. What kind of a doctor is this? He should hire a photographer to edit his fingers and elbows. Okay. When a Faith will be like person we just escape from inside cage. Missy is still pressing their neck. Oh, you may see my winner. Continue pressing neck. Because she is real and not faking it. She still won't make millions. Oh, till then. All shades seen, but now who get liver? Call names, we go reason. Mass. Call name, but Shade Room did because he liked to see the two fan base fighting. Tina says, and he no call name or Fage, you do this one. Bloggers, fear God though, he didn't mention anybody's name or whatever you say negatively about Faith will go back to you 100-fold. This is the thing I tell you about fans. Fans have a way of triggering things. And of course, do you really blame bloggers? Bloggers will just mix things together because they know how to grab people's attention. They just mix it together, get somebody's post, and then post it, and it booms on the internet. After all, it's all about the numbers that they claim. But what I want to say in essence, at least we've dealt with this over and over again, especially as it concerns Faith and his fans. Faith never mentioned any name. I just wanted to highlight that. And I mean, if he wants to really get to the person who does that, he probably just call the person. And by the way, who says he was even referring to housemates? Who says he was referring to anybody within the housemate fold? Why must he in any way be talking to housemates? Are you not seeing that these guys have gone back to their lives? They are no longer in a hotel anymore. The media round is done. So they are free to now do whatever they want to do, to go to whatever they want to go to enjoy themselves. I don't know if you understand. So who told you that he's referring to housemates? It could be somebody else. Remember, there was something he even showed some few days back where he was saying he's a creative director for something. Who says he's not that? He was showing us his photographer, showing us his creative person, and also showing us the apprentice that he was working with. Who says he wasn't talking to those people? Why would anybody think that he was talking to somebody else? And of all people, Nimisi, because of course, if Faith fans and Nimisi fans, fights, there will be an eruption. That's crazy. That's madness. So again, I want to say the fans are usually the toxic ones, not the personalities. The personalities are always chill. And I tell you this day, the day Faith and Emisi will meet, eh, you would think that they have been hoping to meet each other. I'm serious. Just they stayed in the same house. What's her name? Emisi wanted Faith by all means, like practically begging Faith for a relationship in that house. Faith rejected her. That's the truth. At least that's a fact. So I don't know whether it's that rejection that Emisi is carrying in her mind and saying, you know, go, 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 you know. So I don't know, you know, I don't know. So, but I still think that they all respect him. When you hear them talk about Faith, they all respect him. They all know that while they were all there, that guy got 16 sponsor tax out of all of them. None of them could beat it. No guy could even come close because it was Dede second, Thelma third. I did a rundown of task done by housemates, or won by housemates throughout the season. It was Thelma Lawson at third, Dede at number two, and then Faith at number one. What does that tell you? Most competitive, most business minded, intelligent, smart. So of course you would always attract hate, you know, from people. But then sometimes that hate is needed to spur you further. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.